Interim audit report by Grant Thornton India details 10 major anomalies in transactions worth 13,000 crore rupees by debt-ridden IL&FS. In fact, the report suggests that these transactions could be linked to irregularities such as conflicts of interest, inadequate risk assessment, and deviation from banking norms. The report details 10 major anomalies.
So GT was engaged by IL&FS new board in January, and it has submitted its interim report. Now, this interim report runs over 600 pages. Now, it highlights 10 irregularities, ranging from conflict of interest to deviation from banking norms, and this entire totals up to over 13,000 crore. Now, the first irregularity that is mentioned, it says that the loans, the short-term loans which were availed by IL&FS and group companies, it was used for long-term purposes. Now, this amounts to around 541 crores. Now, the audit firm has also carried out the funding gap, figured out that the funding gap was on a continuous slump, and it was in July of 2008 that it had gone down considerably. It was around this time that the CMD, the former CMD, Mr. Ravi Parthasarathi, had also resigned. Now, the other point that the highlight, of the 13,000 crore, it has found that over 6,000 crore transactions which are related to IL&FS Financial Services Ltd, or IFIN. These have major irregularities. Now, it goes on to mention that 2,070 crores which were borrowed by IFIN was actually invested in IL&FS group companies. This included the IL&FS Transport Network Ltd, in which around 1,150 crore was infused. Now, this is very important to note because the IL&FS crisis started with the ITIN defaulting on payments. So it mentions about various other irregularities pertaining to IFIN. It says that mentions 29 instances where the borrowers, the money that was borrowed by the borrowers, were actually utilized by the group companies to repay existing debts. Now, while explaining that, it gives down 29 instances, like SKIL's Gujarat Dwarka Port West Limited, it borrowed 253 crores in 2015 and 16, and in the same period, SKIL's sister company, that is SKIL Infrastructure, repaid 230 crores.